Happy Sunday, everybody. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Vanessa Donovan. My channel is called For Those That Are Struggling. And I just wanted to jump on here real quick this morning and just give you guys a good word. So first, I just want to talk about like the meaning of our names. You know, God says He knew us before we were in our mother's womb, and He knows every single strand of hair that we have on our head, right? So the other day I started looking up, I told you guys before, how Jacob Israel was saying how our names mean something and that we needed to look into what they mean because there is meaning behind our name biblically. And I told you guys that my name Vanessa means butterfly. So I just wanted to talk about this for just a moment. So my name Vanessa means butterfly, which means transformation spiritually. So transformation spiritually, yes, I have transformed spiritually. I've grown into Christ and He has saved me and His Spirit lives in me. So my middle name, Sarah, means princess. And princess is a daughter of a king. And it also means a leader of a group of people, having power. And then my last name, Donovan, means dark-haired chieftain, and chieftain means a leader of a group of people or a clan. And, Donovan comes from Ireland, and it, originated from O'Donovan. So the O'Donovans in Ireland is, my descendants. And there's actually a castle still standing called Castle O'Donovan in Ireland. So that is my name. That's what my name means. So last night, I've been listening to a lot of people and, they're saying, don't give up in the waiting room. Hold on to your vision. God puts, I'm sorry, my ducks are being really loud right now. God gives us the desires of our hearts. And it's not that we should be seeking the desires of our heart. Yeah, we should be having hope and stuff, but we're supposed to be, seeking Christ. Christ already knows what we want. He already knows the desires that we want, the desires that we have, but it's seeking Him first, and then all things will be added. So last night, for the first time, the miracle home that I had been praying on, I decided, I don't think that it's pending anymore. I could be wrong. Like I said, everything's God's will and God's way. If He don't want to provide that home for me, okay. His way is better than my way. And we don't understand God's ways because they're normally the opposite of what we understand. So anyway, for some reason, it was just put in my spirit last night to look up the meaning of the street name. Well, the other day I was listening to a testimony by Joy Blair on her fasting and how she received $1 million home with God's help, and God told her to purchase it. And anyway, she said she received confirmation on it. After God told her to purchase it, she left. When she was leaving, the street address was named Promise, and she was saying how she had wrote a book and it's called Promise, and this means promise and that means promise, and that was her confirmation out of several. So last night I was like, I wonder what the street name means, just out of odd curiosity, because I've never looked up the street name of a home that I'm desiring or wanting or praying for or anything like that. And so I looked it up, and I just brought me joy. And it was just like, for me, it's like, it really can't be coincidence. Like I said, I don't know what God's going to do. I don't know how He'd even be able to do it, because this would have to be like a huge miracle for me. But I just wanted to give you guys the meaning of it. So, and I've told you guys before, from what I'm learning is that before we walk into the promised land, there's a giant in front of us that we have to defeat. And, once Moses left once Moses left the wilderness, he ran into the Red Sea, and Jesus parted the Red Sea. Yes, Moses parted the Red Sea, but it was Christ's power in him that did it. So there's always a giant in front of us that we have to defeat before we go to the next level. And right now I'm waiting. God told me to wait June 6th. And all these feelings that I'm going through is normal. A lot of people are, giving testimonies, and, preachers are talking how everybody in the Bible had to wait on God. And it can be like the hardest thing is to wait on God, and you want to give up. And the giant is there in front of you and is trying to make you feel defeated and want you to give up and not birth out what God has put in you. And so, anyway, so the name of the street in Old English means brave at war. And in Greek, it means brave. Biblical Hebrew, having the strength of a warrior. And for me, it's just awesome because it's like lining up with what I'm going through. And it's like I said, I'm not saying I'm going to get it. It's all God. But it's just awesome because I'm trying to defeat this giant that's in front of me, and it's God's strength. And we have to become warriors, and we are warriors, trying to overcome the spiritual realm and getting to the next level of our life, trying to, triumph over the struggles that we are in. And so I just thought that was like so awesome. Like, how much better could that be? Brave at war. Brave at war, because this is like definitely bravery that God has put in me, has given me the strength to keep going. Even I get down one day and the next day God just gives me the strength to keep going. And I was listening to a teaching sermon or whatever last night, and I had linked it to my last video. I put it in the description, God's Waiting Room. And it was, on my mediation video. Anyway, it's Steve Harvey and Joel Osteen is on there, and they're talking about the waiting room and how it's the hardest thing that we have to do is wait on God, because we don't have control of God's timing and God's way. And we realize that it's not anything that we can do, but it's Him, and we have to trust in Him. And once we get over the lessons that He is, giving us, and getting over the patience, then He will come through. But He's working, even though it doesn't seem like God's not doing anything, He's not moving, He is working in me. I know that for a fact. I know that there's things in me that He's working on. And, right now, honestly, I'm trying to just forgive. I do have animosity coming up on the things that I'm going through, and it's really hard for me to put it down. And, and I ask, for God to help me forgive and stuff like that, but I just keep having these, things attacking me. I just, being watched with binoculars. It's like my enemy is right here on me, like, telling me, like, this is my consequence. That I have never suffered consequences for my actions in my life. And this is the consequence that I get for getting divorced. And I have definitely suffered consequences. I have definitely been chastised by God, and God has saved me, and God has forgave me. My past is no longer me anymore. Those things that I did was before I was saved. They don't even count against me. I am forgiven. But to hear like these are my consequences. This is what's happening. This is what a person is intentionally doing, because this is the consequence that I am receiving for getting divorced. And I mean, I feel like it's just a demonic spirit. And I'm like, this is so crazy because it's so strong on me. And anyway, you know, just number one, I think, is just like forgiveness. Number two, yeah, I mean, I thought I had patience, you know, I do have, you know, patience, but to this extent of like, okay, I'm just waiting on God to come through. Whatever he's doing, whatever his way is, like, that's all I can do is wait. And so I do know that this is patience. I can see that the waiting is giving me patience and trusting God. And, you know, not just forgiveness, but healing. I know that I do need, you know, more healing in me. And, you know, healing and forgiving. And just trying to release it and let it go and move forward. So those are some things that I know that God's working on me with. And so anyway, I just wanted to give you guys, you know, a quick word and just let you all know that this is just part of the process. Wanting to give up is just part of the process. Waiting is part of the process. You know, that it might sound like I'm defeated, but I know that I'm not. Christ lives in me, and if he lives in me and I'm in him, then we've already won the victory. You know, God's already won, and through him we've already won, and he works all things for our good. So anyway, it's so early in the morning, but I want to jump on here before my little boy gets up, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick word and just encourage you that if you're just wanting to give up, you know, tomorrow's a new day. If you have Christ, he'll give you the strength to keep going. And, you know, he does ordain our footsteps even when we don't realize it. If you're in Christ, he does ordain our footsteps. And, you know, he already knows what's going to happen and what we need. And we just need to keep our focus, our eyes on Christ, and just think on good things, and just keep, you know, pushing out the negative that's trying to attack our minds and, you know, our lives, and just keep holding on. And eventually we will see the fruits of our labor. God says he will reward us. And when we wait on him, we will mount up like, I think it says like we will mount up on eagles with wings or something like that, and we will receive more power. I don't know the exact scripture, but I've heard it a lot recently. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. I love you all. God bless you. You have a great Sunday. Happy 4th of July. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.